welcome to Texas EMS 2019. My name is Laura Griffin, and I'm here with Tim Schroeder. And I know we are a few minutes late on our Facebook live stream. My mom calls me Mañana Laura, so it is all my fault. I apologize. Tim's been here ready to go, and I'm running a little bit late. So today we're going to talk about ACETECH and Frazer and some super cool things that we have done. So first, let's take us back a little bit, 6, 7 years ago that we started talking about doing this. Frazer had talked to ACETECH, and at the time it wasn't right, but the time is right now. So how long have we been working on this project with you guys?
Ever since probably about a year ago, we got re-engaged, and from both sides, it was really exciting because we saw the advancements that Frazer had been making with your trucks. It's been phenomenal. And then on the same side, ACETECH over the last 5 years has just made enormous leaps in technology. And when we got together, it just seemed like the timing was right to go ahead and put a fantastic demo together and pave the way for some innovation in the future.
Okay, so the first question everybody's going to have is, what the heck is ACETECH? So why don't you start and tell everybody out there, what is ACETECH?
Thanks. Yeah, ACETECH is it's a vehicle intelligence system. And when I say vehicle intelligence, it's something it's really the electronic system inside this vehicle that can do everything from controlling the vehicle, the lights, the sirens. You can control oxygen, you name it. But it goes a lot further than just controls. So you take controls, you can stream data in and out of this vehicle in real time. You can provide real-time driver coaching to the drivers to make sure they're driving safe. And you can do RFID asset tracking. There's just a whole bunch of stuff and technology that ACETECH allows you to do inside of a vehicle, and it's scalable with the vehicle by customer demand. So
this is safe to say that this is not like your dad's multiplexing system, right? Because a lot of our customers know that Frazer has shied away from multiplexing systems for a very long time. And part of the reason is that if we were going to do it, we were going to do it the right way. So we looked and looked and looked for a partnership, and when we saw ACETECH, and as a matter of fact, like I said, I saw it about a year and a half ago, I was like, this is what we need, this is what we want to do. So talk to me about some of the unique things, and I'll tell you one of them. I'm going to kind of just lead you into this. So one of the things that was really important to Frazer is if we went down this road, we wanted to make sure downtime is not a good thing in EMS, right? Nobody likes downtime. If something goes wrong, and that's going to be one of the things that people are going to ask, if something goes wrong, what can ACETECH do? How easy is this to troubleshoot in the field? And of course, as paramedics and firefighters, they're going to tell you, if it can be broken, we're going to break it, right? So it's not like we're going to close this door with our hand, we're going to close it with our foot and our backside and everything else. So talk to me about that.
Well, that's a great question. So ACETECH, being a multiplexing system in general, it's already going to improve reliability right off the bat. I liken this multiplexing system to the transition from like carburetors to fuel injection cars. You go from something that was very mechanical, very labor intensive, with a bunch of relays and a bunch of wires and kind of a lot of opportunities for loose wires and things like that in the field as the vehicle ages. And you take it down to one small little box that has all that capability packed inside of a circuit board. So if you look at this module down here, that's our ECU, and that one. What does
ECU stand for everybody out there?
Yes, ECU is an electronic control unit.
All right.
And that electronic control unit, I think my mic is cutting out. Sorry. That right there will replaces that large bank of wires and relays that we see inside of a typical ambulance. With that, this vehicle now becomes A, reliable because you don't have those failure points, but B, becomes programmable. So now you've got a rig that's programmable. And if there are things that you want to change or enhance on your vehicle, it's not a big exercise to do so. You talk about service in the field. Because this vehicle is equipped with the ACETECH telematics system, now it's able to generate alerts in real time about any type of engine troubles that may be popping up, battery issues, if there's problems with some of the subsystems or the lighting, it can give you that alert in advance and let you know about that, so you can go ahead and plan maintenance or plan some sort of a service to get ahead of the problem before it really becomes a big problem.
Okay, so big question here. So when I went to college, I was trying to decide between petroleum engineering and theater, because clearly those are the same major. Went with petroleum engineering, but we have a lot of folks out in the field who are going to want to say, yeah, I want something that's easy, right? And that was a big thing for us. We wanted to say, okay, if something goes wrong, we want it to be easy. We want it to be easy to find, troubleshoot. And something that was important to us was that we were going to be able to get online and figure out what the heck was going on quickly. So you guys have a solution in that sense as well. Tell me about that.
Great. So you hear a lot of people say, yeah, I just want a simple electrical system. I just want it to be simple. In a lot of ways, historically, that meant I wanted a relay, because it was simple to me to be able to change that relay if it went bad. But today, simple is a whole different thing. Simple means no downtime, right? Don't have to change the relay in the first place. And if you want to diagnose any type of a fault that may be existing with a light or something like that, that fault just shows up right on that panel as a light. So you can see right away without having to go and trace wires and go look for the problem and hunt through a nest of wires with the multimeter. Oh, I think that's pretty well. All right, you coming back? Okay, it's live. You don't have to go and hunt and peck with a multimeter. You can just go and look at the box, and it'll tell you what needs to happen for service.
All right. So one thing that I do want to point out to our customers, as we've been working with ACETECH, what Frazer is going to do as we continue to develop with ACETECH, we're actually going to have two offerings: the regular old way we've been doing it, and ACETECH. So one thing that we talked about with ACETECH, and one thing that we think is really important, is to not kind of go halfway. I would say it another way, but you guys know what I mean, right? So we're not going to have like a half Frazer way that we have been doing it and a half ACETECH way, right? So as we do this, we'll either have the all ACETECH way or the all Frazer way that we have been doing it. And then the customer will get to choose, right? And as ACETECH continues to bring more features, and they're coming quickly. I don't know which voice in the cab is going to start telling you what to do, but I know y'all have things coming where you can just sort of eventually speak it, and it will happen, right? The great and powerful Oz will just turn the lights on and do those sorts of things, right? I know you're going to show us some stuff on what happens online, what you can see, and then I know we're also going to go into the cab and look at the monitor, which basically happens to be a computer, which we can upload, I don't know, Candy Crush, or no, much more important things than that, electronic patient care reporting, things like that. So you tell me where you want to go next. You want to go to the cloud, or you want to go inside?
Let's go to the cab and work our way back.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so one of the things that people see a lot in vehicles, we talk about buttons and all of these screens, but something that's very important to us is safety. Right? You don't want to have to look away from driving down the road. You want to be able to reach out there. So we've always had these very tactile switches. So you have this really cool in-command module. Did I say it right?
You did.
The in-command touchscreen module that actually has both. So we can control it different ways, and it has these smart buttons on them, and I know a lot of people have seen these now, where it kind of has like a light touch for one function, and then you can touch it a little bit heavier. So that gives the drivers the ability to not look away from the road, do what they need to do there, and then it also has multiple screens. So take us through that, because this is really cool.
Yeah, so the in-command module, it's extremely powerful. I hope you can hear me, because I feel like my mic's cutting out. But the in-command module is it's a PC-based system, so you're able to treat it like an MDT. And so it's got a lot of capabilities and software capabilities in it, so you can have third-party applications on this device. What's cool about it, though, unlike any other MDT, is you're also able to control your rig. So you've got the ability to control your lights, control your masters, go through all your different scenes and stuff like that. But you're getting coaching, you're getting real-time feedback as well about the status of those systems. Are they on? Are they off? How are they performing? You can get information about that. And as we go further and integrate with more and more modules, you can get some reporting back into this, is where we're going, where you can get some feedback to the driver in real time about their driving behaviors, how they stack up, etc.
Can I hit a button to see what happens?
Yeah, go to the upper left button. Go ahead, if you can listen.
Which one? This
Go
one?
ahead. There you go. So that was your primaries, and so you can do a single button press. You just kind of tap that button on the left, boom, everything's on, and you're off and running. And the touchscreen is secondary. You can use the touchscreen as well, but it's a lot. To your point, a lot of people like that tactile feel, and you can just use buttons on top. So there's you can have your 360-degree camera system comes through this screen as well. So when you go into reverse, you got the vehicle on. It'll give you a bird's eye view of the vehicle as it's going into its parking space. It looks like it's from about 30 feet above the vehicle. It's very cool. And built-in navigation. You can do navigation here right through this terminal. And then if the asset tracking RFID system is installed, you would get live feedback about what devices are on the vehicle or off the vehicle in real time. So when you go to put the truck in drive and you go to pull away and you've left your med bag out at scene, a voice is going to come over the cab and say, you've just left your med bag at scene, and give you that opportunity to either stop. If you don't, and if you're running code and you got to get to the hospital, leave that med bag behind, and ACETECH will automatically email or text message a supervisor with a map on how to pick it up. So it's keep track of your stuff and keeps it in the right place.
So I know a lot of departments out there develop their own either apps or systems that work for them. Now, since this is a PC, how easy is it to load that all on here? So if you don't want your Toughbook and your iPhone and your Android and your iPad and whatever else, can all of that be loaded straight onto there? How many screen choices do we have? How much stuff can I put in here? I mean, because I know I use my iPhone for about 1/1000th of what it can actually do. Mm-hmm. I think I make phone calls and use the calculator, but what all can this do?
Well, I mean, as a full PC, it's capable of a lot. I guess the question would be is how much do you really want to put on there as a distraction? So we'd have to probably work together on finding that right balance, but it's very, very capable to do those types of things. Yeah.
Another question, so as we have this Internet of Things out there and more of the equipment that's out there has sensors and has the capability of giving information. So all of this informatics is out there. So let's say the life pack that they have, or we have these mobile stroke units out there that have scanners on them. Can we begin to embed sensors on those and eventually send that information to the ACETECH system to, as you said, begin to gather all of this information and hopefully do something useful with it?
Yeah.
I mean, begin to track it, and it would tell us, hey, your battery's running low. Hey, you need to go look at this, and maybe preemptively either it's time to change your oil, or hey, it looks like you might have trouble a week from now if you don't do something about this.
Great question. You put me on the spot here. I like it. So no, it's the ACETECH system is about integration. It's about bringing things together. It's about creating that Internet of Things on the vehicle. And as we integrate with more and more partners like yourselves, the more we bring to the table, and the more we can report on that and make sure that things are communicating and giving the most meaningful data we can out to the services that need it. So yeah, I mean, the future is bright as we go down this path and integrate more and more and more and bring more things together. Right now, we've got a pretty integrated suite of products that integrate directly with the chassis and with the ambulance build. And that's really what sets ACETECH apart is we're designed for EMS. We grew up at EMS, we're focused on EMS, and that's our business. So these types of systems are all designed for what this box needs to do. It's designed to integrate with oxygen. It's designed to integrate with the auxiliary battery systems and the lighting systems and the things that make an ambulance. So yeah, that integration is very possible, and it's only going to get better as we move forward down the future and integrate with more and more partners.
All right, so let's go see what's happening on the World Wide Web. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we can see. This is where you're actually tracking the vehicles and seeing the data, correct?
That's correct. We're going to show that.
All right, here we go. I remember the days back when we first started delivering these that we had to take pictures, and there were no cell phone cameras, and we actually just had to go down to Fox Photo and develop the pictures. Jeez. All right, so tell me what we're looking at here.
So ACETECH, we've got the onboard embedded systems that we talked about that make the vehicle really reliable, easy to control, easy to program. But that's only half the story. The other half of the story is the data that's collected with the Internet of Things we've created on that vehicle now is being streamed out of the vehicle in real time, and we've got a two-way communication between that and the ACETECH cloud. So this is an example of a website that a customer would get. So an ambulance service gets a Frazer rig with ACETECH inside, and they get their login when they get their new truck, and their new truck's going to pop up on a map. And when you look at this map, this is just a few. There's a few trucks here in a service here in Texas. You can tell by the color of the ambulance what it's doing. So if it's red, it's on emergency call. If it's green, it's moving. If it's blue, so there's different color codes right away, so you know what's going on with that vehicle. And you can sort by those vehicles over here if you want to say, hey, I just want to see every vehicle that's out of station, you name it, right? You can click on that and it sorts your vehicles, gives you just that information. These vehicles are all streaming, so we just clicked on T80 there, and these vehicles are all streaming information about what's going on in that vehicle in this moment right now as we talk. So we can see that the battery is good. It's at 13.7 volts. We got 30% of the fuel on board. We've got a certain named driver. We've got an odometer of 125,000 miles on there. Speed's 28 and a 30, so he's doing well there. So you're getting some good information right off the bat. Now this is more of a live info of what's going on. But as we come across here, the other side of the equation is that all that info and all that data then is captured and processed in our database. And you can come over here to reports, and as a manager of a service or a chief, you may want to get some certain information or certain metrics about, hey, is my fleet performing the way I've set expectations within my service? So let's say driver safety. That's a big issue today. Zoll exited the market with the road safety platform. That was a very well-known platform here in the U.S. ACETECH is the only system on the market that is a true one-for-one replacement plus on top of it. So we give in-cab driver feedback and driver coaching in real time as it's happening because it's computed at the edge, and then we report it out to this website. So you can see right away, how's my fleet doing, how my drivers doing. I can sort it by driver, I can sort it by truck, et cetera, et cetera. So very, very powerful system there. To move forward to the next report, we're going to go into a fleet journey, and we can fit. So this is a driver safety report. We kind of drilled into a vehicle, and we're just going to pull up a journey here off of one of these vehicles. And you can go back and replay any journey that any vehicle took at any time in its history. And along that journey, we're seeing things like the speed in blue, the posted speed limit in red. You're seeing events that happen down below. You can see when they flipped the turn signal on, when they tapped the brake, when they put it in reverse, when it was in drive, kind of anything you want to know at any point in that journey. We can fast forward to a point in that journey and see that vehicle, how much fuel was on board, what was their battery level, did they have their emergency lights on or not. So you're able to create a real good picture about every journey that you've ever taken. 9 times out of 10, this type of information really helps protect the service and protect the drivers for potential lawsuits and things like that, because as we all know, ambulances tend to get those calls a lot, and this helps protect them with powerful data.
Okay, this is super cool. I would always want a green thumbs up when I'm driving. I wouldn't want to get called in for the sideways, or certainly not get called in if I've got a thumbs down there. So this is what, like you said, this is what the end user is going to see, and they're going to be able to do that. And then you said you also talked about, so we have the asset tracking. So this is something that they're putting like an RFID tag on anything, the defibrillators, the backboards, the medics. No, maybe I guess you don't want to put an RFID tag on the medic. You can put a wristband on them, right, see where they are at all times. So are we going to go inside also and look at that?
Well, we're probably talking about that here, just because of the way we're set up. But,
I guess so. Yeah, I'm trying to make it really hard for my marketing team, and we're not taking this inside. So yeah, talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the inside. I mean, so we've really kind of taken the number of switches. We've got different locations in there. We've got in this particular vehicle, we have switches on both sides. Again, makes it super simple. You guys have let us customize how we want to, what the switches look like. Again, whether we can do these are easy to wipe down. These are infection control ones that you just spray whatever you want on it, wipe it down, trying to make it easy. Again, the folks that are working in the back of these, they've got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of things on their mind. We want this side of it to be intuitive and easy, and then we do want to gather that data so that they can continue to make better and better decisions as they move forward.
You bring up a great point about infection control, and you know, since we are so focused on EMS, I mean, these are the types of things, the details that we strive to perfect, you know, as a company, because it matters so much to the people that we serve. So the little details, like making sure those switches are perfectly infection controlled, certain type switches, so you don't have rockers that are getting pathogens behind there. We want to protect the crew, we want to protect the fleets and the medics, you know, that are doing their job every day. We talked about RFID. RFID is a really cool system. You're right, it's a passive tag type system, and it integrates directly with our website. So, and in the cab, we've got a voice module in there that is going to be coaching the drivers and giving them the real-time feedback about the health of their assets and what's going on and what's on board. So we talk about, okay, what's in it for the medic? And what's in it for the medic is when you come to the truck every day, part of your protocols is to go and make sure you've counted your assets, you make sure that everything's on board. You're spending time doing this every day at the beginning of every shift. Now with ACETECH, you've got a system here that's going to give you that like that. So you go up to the screen, you check assets, all assets are green, check mark, we're here. So you don't have to spend that time anymore going around the rig and doing that pre-check. Same thing goes for lights. You go around the thing for lights. The ACETECH system pre-checks your vehicle for all electrical systems too. So it's a way to really improve the life of the medic.
All right, so as you said, I mean, it's kind of like we used to do a lot of data entry. We used to do things that we weren't really gaining anything from. It was things that we had to do, we spent time on, but we weren't getting any value add from them. So what you're doing is you're taking all of those things that the medics are having to do, spend time on, and now they're going to get to spend time on things that are value add for either training, you know, learning what they can do better for the patients, and leaving this stuff, very technical term there, right, up to ACETECH and up to the systems that can do it, and they can do it probably frankly better than we can because it's already there. The checklist is already there. We don't have to remember it every single day. It's already doing it. So what else do we need to do about the system? I know we've got to go over. I know we have questions, and we may even have some questions from our good friends in Facebook land. What else do we want to talk about on it? This is super cool. I mean, I've been excited about this. We actually hired someone to work specifically with y'all, and I put him in a building, in a room, and told him he was only working on this project. If anybody tried to move him off of this project, that he was to just send them away and then come talk to me. So it's been a really fun project, and just like you said, next year when we do this or the year after that, there's going to be something else that we haven't even thought of that we're going to add to this system, and we're going to wonder how the heck we did without that. So anything else you want to go over about the system before we go to our questions?
Well, I think just in a nutshell, I mean, what we've got is a platform now. We've got a platform for innovation. And when you look at the innovations that are going to come between 2020, 2025, 2030, the ACETECH team right now is doing planning on what does CMS in 2030 look like. And we're designing our platforms and our modules to make sure that we're ahead of that curve, and provided that we're staying on par and ahead of what's needed for innovation in EMS. So yeah, it's an exciting time to be here, and we appreciate everything.
Well, and that's why it's been a good partnership and a good collaboration, because as you see, we're defining the future of mobile health care, and you guys are right here along with us. So it's been a fun last 8 or 9 months that we've been putting this together. All right, so you want to see? Let's see what these questions are. Uh-oh. You want me to? I feel like we're not like winning a prize here, so I guess I can look. All right, first question. How is the data secured? That's a great question. I know in this time of data breached and all the hacks and everything, this is a good one for folks to know.
Right. Well, that was a fantastic question. We are very, very conscious and very proactive about data security. It's a cloud-based system. It's hosted in the cloud, but it's hosted on Amazon Web Servers, AWS. And there's a lot of security layers that go involved and as a part of that to make sure that data is properly cared for. It's all user access permission based, so it's not something where this person's going to get access to information on another service. It's completely separated and make sure that everyone's got only access to the data that they're allowed to see within that service. So yeah, very, very secure.
And I won't find that ACETECH used like ACETECH12 as your password, right? Y'all came up with something a little more than that. Better hurry up. Yeah. All right, next question. Oh, hand off this one. Question. What is the benefit of ACETECH for my department? All right, well, hopefully we've gone over a lot of those benefits. Any other ones that you want to add? I mean, I think here's one question that probably will come up. So obviously, putting this system on is going to cost more money, right? All the technology out there costs money. What about the cost savings? Where do you think that people are going to save on this? I know from our standpoint, from an installation, we're looking at fewer wires, fewer runs, all of those sorts of things. And we already have a very low cost of ownership because of the way we build our systems. We have people that remount more than anyone else. Our units are out of service for a shorter amount of time, all that. On the ACETECH side, where do you see the benefits coming from a cost of ownership standpoint?
I'm getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Getting excited about this one. Yeah, that's one of the biggest benefits of ACETECH is the savings that you incur by adopting some of these technologies. I mean, we don't just invest in technology because it's fun. We do it for a reason. And the reason here is we've shown. I mean, if you just take one example of in-cab driver coaching with our voice system, we've got data to show that fleets are saving right when they get coached 10% in fuel right off the bat. So you start to add up 10% in fuel across like a 100 vehicle fleet. It's massive. It's massive savings. With that same coaching, we're seeing 15 to 20% reduction in maintenance, like tires, brakes, so engine wear and things like that. So a huge savings there. And then with the data that we were showing on the screen earlier, getting ahead of maintenance problems with the fleet because we've got an automated maintenance module that's where the vehicles, this is a smart vehicle now, right? So this is a smart vehicle, so it doesn't require a fleet manager to go and get on the radio and say, hey, how many miles are on that vehicle so I can type it into my spreadsheet and figure out when I needed an oil change. This vehicle's telling him that I'm due for an oil change. So it's like, hey, I've got 300 miles till I'm due for an oil change. Why don't you schedule me in? And so smart vehicles are helping the services save a lot of money operationally, in addition to just the fuel and the maintenance savings on the rig itself.
Or it could be telling her, to be fair. All right, let's take one more question out of here. Ooh, this is a great one. Can I add third-party software to the touch screen? I know this one. Yes, absolutely, right? I got it right.
You can.
I can. All right. Oh, well, that was so fast. We can take one more. I'm getting this from our folks here. So we have had a few technical problems, but hey, at least no wardrobe malfunctions. All right, we've got a few of these. Can I change my light patterns? We said yes to that one. Can I add cameras inside the vehicle? Yes. Isn't it always fun to say yes? Can I use it on a fire apparatus? Yes. What's the cost of the ACETECH installation? Jeez, 1 million? No. So that one gets a little more complicated. I mean, you guys can call us at Frazer, you can call ACETECH, and we can talk about what it is separately to add after the fact. And obviously there are a bunch of different modules. Like you said, you've got the Eco Run and you've got the asset tracking and a bunch of different parts of it. But what we do know is that it's going to save you money in the end. Right? All right. So, Tim, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what we do with this in the future. And thank you, everybody out there in Facebook land, and we'll see you guys later. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving.